Let's make some Tokanos. I want to Doom, but they're just going to sack their Blessing. Let's pass. I guess we could have attacked. They don't have reach. We'll get him next turn. Could have had lethal next turn. You fool! We're too busy about the individual interactions that we didn't even pay attention to their life total. A second Blessing? Wow. Now that is desperate. This Blessing's gonna burn them because we've not played our Doom Foretold. They didn't discard it. They're like, oh, we'll leave their Doom there and we'll sack our own Treacherous Blessing, but no. Hey everybody, welcome back and thanks for taking the time out of your day to watch Hello Good Game. We took a look at Enigmatic Incarnation enchantments. Everybody's like, where's Doom Foretold? Well, don't worry. Today we're playing Mardu enchantments, and we've got Doom Foretold, center stage, an enchantment for 4. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, they lose 2 life, you draw a card, you gain 2 life, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, and then you sacrifice Doom Foretold. There's a lot of text in on that card, and many cards, when they don't have room for flavor text, are just a immediate indication of the sheer power level of it, and Doom Foretold does not disappoint. So of course, our whole deck revolves around flooding the field with permanents, getting Doom Foretold out, and then sacrificing one of those permanents on our turn, and then our opponent has to sacrifice stuff of their own as well. Not to mention all of the removal we have within the deck to help them along the way. It is a Yorion, the Sky Nomad based deck, so we're running 80 cards. Yorion is the companion, plus we have 2 copies of it main board. So 3 copies of Yorion total, a 4/5 with flying, and when it enters the battlefield, exile any number of other non-land permanents you own and control. Return those to the battlefield at the end of your next, the beginning of your next end step. A lot of our permanents, when we play them, have effects. For example, Treacherous Blessing, when it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. Solemn Simulacrum, when it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land, put it into the battlefield, right? So we have ETB effects. Elspeth Conquers Death is another one of these. Prince Charming, The Birth of Maltese, Mazemind Tome, Skyclave Apparition, Omen of the Sun. Much of our deck has entered the battlefield effects or triggers, and then when we're bouncing those cards, they are re-entering the battlefield and they'll re-trigger, and then we just get a bunch of value from that. So that's why Yorion is so good, not to mention the fact that running 80 cards in your deck really helps slow down those rogue mill decks. Mill is absolutely degenerate. It's rampant within the meta. It's very strong, and this is just a great way to basically put up the blocker. Moving on, we have Cling to Dust, instant speed for 1, exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature card, you gain 3 life, otherwise draw a card. This is great because of the replayability through the escape of 4+5 cards from our graveyard. Absolutely amazing. If we're in an aggro matchup and we're, leaking life, so to say, this can help mitigate that and offset any life loss, or some of it at least. Drawing cards is not the worst thing to do either. 80 cards in the deck, it might be difficult to get to the card that you're looking for, so the quicker that we can go through those 80 cards, the better. And gaining life is also pretty important, because we come over to Treacherous Blessing, and when it enters the battlefield, draw 3 cards. We already talked about that as the enter the battlefield effect. It's got another one though, static effect I guess you could call it. Whenever you cast a spell, you lose 1 life. When Treacherous Blessing becomes the target of a spell or ability, sacrifice it. So I guess those would be triggered effects, not passive, but we're going to be losing a little bit of life here, right? I would say don't play Treacherous Blessing until you have Doom Foretold, right? Because you could play this early game and never find a Doom Foretold, and then you're just going to be losing life every time you play anything, and that can get kind of risky. So it draws 3 cards, that's great. You can bounce it with Yorion to draw more cards, that's great. Only downside is you lose life, and that's why the gaining of life is so important within the deck. Moving on to our 2-drops here, we've got Mazemind Tome. This is a good way to mitigate some of that life lost. We can not only look for the appropriate cards, and in this situation, it's most likely Doom Foretold. Tapping it, scrying 1, putting a counter on it. Paying 2, tapping it, drawing a card, putting a counter on it, right? So the drawing of a card is great. Scrying is also really good. And then, of course, the best part, when there's 4 counters on it, you exile it. When you do, gain 4 life. We can also, put this up to 3 counters and balance it with Yorion if we want it not sacrificed and we're not worried about life. We also have the Birth of Maltese that will gain us a little bit of life, but first we search our library for a basic Plains card, putting it into our hand and shuffling our library. Then we create a 0/4 Defender, and finally gaining 3 life and sacrificing the Birth of Maltese. 4 copies of Glass Casket artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature card an opponent controls with converted mana cost 3 or less until it leaves the battlefield. Prince Charming 2/2. When it enters, you get to scry 2, gain 3 life, exile another target creature you own, returning it to the battlefield under your control at the beginning of the next end step. Just bouncing things is potentially great. You can bounce the Prince on the Prince to, be scrying, getting to what you need, be gaining life, surviving, all that jazz. You can even be bouncing the Apparition to take new permanents that your opponents control. Yes, they will receive a XX blue illusion equal to the converted mana cost of the exiled permanent that you take, that is 4 or less. But many times you are exiling permanents for the abilities, not for the strength and toughness. So if there's a 4/4, much like Doom Foretold, it would be better to exile it and then deal with the 4/4 creature than just to let that permanent rain down terror on you. So even though they get the illusion, sometimes it is worth it to bounce the Apparition just to get a new permanent off the field. Omen of the Sun, flash, which is great. When it enters the battlefield, you create 2 1/1 white humans. You gain 2 life. The humans can chump block to allow you to survive until you do get your game plan rolling. And of course, we can sacrifice it for 3, scrying 2, allowing us to search through our deck at an expedited rate. And then we can sack it with Doom Foretold as well, because it's a permanent that will just sit on the battlefield. A single copy of Elspeth, the Sun's Nemesis, legendary Planeswalker, coming in with 5 loyalty, -1, exile up to 2 target creatures you control. Each get +2/+1 until end of turn. -2, create 2 1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, and -3, you gain 5 life. The escape here is for 6+4 other cards from our graveyard. I get going too fast, and then I make things up, apparently. 2 copies of Mythos of Snapdax for 4. Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they control that sacrifices the rest. So they get to keep one of each of those, right? If we pay with Rakdos colors, which is black and red, we get to select those permanents for each player instead, which is pretty cool, right? Being able to select your opponents so they keep their bad ones instead of their good ones. But again, this is like a full field endgame wipe. 2 copies of Hagra Mauling and Hagra's Brood Pit. The Brood Pit comes in tapped, adding a black to our pool at instant speed for 4. The Mauling will destroy target creature, and it does cost 1 less to cast if there's no basic lands on your opponent's side, which is rare, but it still sometimes happens. We already talked about Doom Foretold, an enchantment for 4 at the beginning of each player's upkeep. That player sacrifices a non-land, non-token permanent. If that player can't, they discard a card, you lose 2 life, you draw a card, you gain 2 life, you create a 2/2 white knight creature token with vigilance, then you sacrifice it in Doom Foretold. It's almost too much. 4 copies of Solemn Simulacrum, a 2/2, when it enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, put it in the battlefield tapped, then shuffle, and when it dies, you get to draw a card, which is really good. 2 additional copies of Yorion, we already talked about that, and 2 copies of Elspeth Conquers Death. When it enters, exile target permanent and opponent controlled with converted mana cost 3 or greater. On the following turn, non-creature spells your opponent cast cost 2 more to cast until your next turn. And finally, return target creature or planeswalker card from your graveyard to the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter or a loyalty counter on it if it is a planeswalker. 2 copies of Emeria's Call for 7. Create 2 4/4 white angel warrior creature tokens with flying. Non-angels you control gain indestructible until your next turn. And then, of course, entering tapped unless we pay 3 life, adding a white to our pool. A single copy of Ruinous Ultimatum, again for 7 sorcery speed, destroying all non-land permanents your opponents control. And a single copy of Ugin the Spear Dragon for 8. 7 loyalty. When it enters, +2, dealing 3 damage to any target, -X. Exiling each permanent with converted mana cost X or less. That's 1 or more colors, and -10. You gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put up to 7 permanent cards from your hand into the battlefield. Woofs. These spells are accompanied by 2 Castle Ardenvales. Tap it for 4 plus itself, 5 total, to create a 1/1 token. 4 plains, 2 swamps, 2 mountains, 4 Brightclimb and Grimclimb pathways, a Temple of Silence, 2 Temple of Malices, 4 Needleverge and Pillarverge pathways, 4 Savai Triomes, and 4 Fabled Passages. We are playing traditional today, so hold on. We have 2 copies of Bloodchief's Thirst for 1, Sorcery Speed, Kicker for 3, total for 4. If you don't kick it, destroy target creature or planeswalker with converted mana cost 2 or less. If you did kick it, destroy any target creature or planeswalker. Big woofs. A single copy of Soul Guide Lantern for 1 artifact. When it enters battlefield, exile target card from a graveyard. Tap it to exile each opponent's graveyard. Pay 1 and tap it to draw a card. Also sacrificing it there. 2 copies of Agonizing Remorse, Sorcery Speed for 2. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it or their graveyard. Exiling that card, you lose 1 life. 2 copies of Eliminate, Instant Speed, destroy target creature with or planeswalker with converted mana cost 3 or less. A single copy of Heartless Act, choose 1 instant speed for 2, destroy target creature with no counters, remove up to 3 counters from target creature. 2 copies of Phoenix of Ash, Flying Haste, 2/2. We can pay 3 to pump it by +2/+0 until end of turn. Escape for 4, +3 cards from our graveyard. It will escape with just a single +1/+1 counter on it, but regardless, it's still good. 3 copies of Extinction Event, Sorcery Speed for 4. Choose odd or even, exile each creature with converted mana cost of the chosen value. And 1 copy of Erebos Intervention, instant speed for 1+X. Choose 1. Target creature gets +/-X/-X until end of turn. You gain X life. Or exile up to twice X target creatures from graveyards. Big woofs. Your general sideboard guide is to play what is good and take out what is bad, but we'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about general strategies and synergies within the deck. It is just about stacking those non-land permanents, playing Doom Foretold, removing your opponent's creatures, and executing more value than them, right? Because if every turn they have to sacrifice a non-land permanent they control and you remove one of them, now they're going backwards every turn while you're kind of just stagnantly standing still because you play one, sacrifice one, where they're playing one, having one sacrificed, and then you destroy one, right? So easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's just 2 for 1 city. Utilize Yorion's Bounce to gain more value from all of your permanents. Don't play your Treacherous Blessing too early until you know that a Doom Foretold is coming up soon because you don't want to kill yourself. That should be it. Cycle through your deck as fast as you can to find Doom Foretold. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Sideboard guide, take out what's bad from your deck, what had no place in it. Maybe there's no creatures that you're playing against, so Glass Casket's a dead card. That's what I mean. For an example, take out what had no value and sub in something that did have value. For this case, we're saying that it was a control deck. They didn't have creatures. We don't need Glass Casket. Maybe we need to be dealing with their graveyard, maybe dealing with their hand, right? Maybe we need more creatures for just a little bit of aggro, or again with their graveyard. So take out things that had little to no value and put in anything that had more value than that, basically. So that's that. I hope you guys enjoyed this deck tech. Big shout out to Ditorio, who reached Mythic rank number 892 with this deck, and I myself played in with a 100% win rate over an hour of gameplay for you guys today. Some absolutely deadly play lines and interactions to check out. If you found any value, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you share the channel out to a friend. Hit that bell icon so you're notified of all of our future uploads. Of course, you can go ahead further and support the channel financially on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and a newly incorporated Amazon link. I really appreciate all of you guys, even those who are just spending their time and attention here with us every single day. You guys know the live schedule, 6 a.m. in the morning on YouTube Mountain Standard, and then we go from there on to Twitch and then back on YouTube later. Join the Discord for the 500,000 gem giveaway, monthly cash prize free entry tournaments tailored around free-to-play and beginners, and so much more. We're using Magic the Gathering Arena Assistant today. The best metagame, arena, tracker, data, everything you could possibly want and more. You're going to want to just check it out for yourselves. There's too much stuff here, you guys. That's going to be the Overwolf link in the description below. Everything else is in the Linktree link, okay? Check them out. Enjoy this gameplay footage. This is some of the most engaging and fun I've had within Magic the Gathering Arena in a long time. So take care. We'll talk to you in a few minutes when we wrap up. Enjoy. Okay. Time to learn a new deck, baby. Only do 2 to 3 of these a day. It'll work out. It'll work out. We have our 3 colors of land. We're playing Mardu. Let's open up our list here. You can see it's a big one, right? Yorion equals Big Dad deck. Yeah. we got the 4 Doom Foretolds. This is a very popular card within Orzhov or black and white color combination. I guess for anyone unfamiliar, we're playing Mardu, which refers to red, black, and white. Orzhov will be white and black. Boros, white and red. And then Rakdos, black and red. If you want to get real weird with it. Let's just start it out. You know, this Apparition is nice. We need a secondary planes for, you know, almost everything. So that makes the Mauling a little bit awkward. Let's see though. I mean, that's a good pickup. That is a decent pickup. You know, this is a 2-drop, but the 2-drop that it uses is both red sources. So, you know, I know that's awkward, but get in there. Omen, okay. I mean, I would love to use this Mauling next turn if I'm being honest. Oh no, we can't. It's double black. So the same situation goes with that, where you were basically forced to play it, much like we did with the Hammer Pass, because the Smashing is a dual cost and the Mauling is a dual cost there as well. We could get away with it. Let's just grab that with the Apparition, I think. Yorion in hand. And we're forced to discard. Never thought of that. We'll probably keep the lands. I mean, we could toss. We have 5. Let's toss the Mauling because we don't have any swamps in play, right? It's not going to happen. Blessing is actually really good for them to have played, right? That's a great target to sack with the Doom Foretold. Interesting. So that would not work. Should we just... No, because then we don't have anything to sack. I think we just snaggle daggle, right? They wish we'd take their blessing. Nighthawk's Gonzo. You know, it comes back as a 3/3, but it loses Flying Death Touch lifelink. And it looks like it is immediately coming back. Summoning Sickness on it though, so you know, we're okay. Discarding. Like, man, we need a... What is it? I think it's in this deck. Ruinous Ultimatum. Let's take the Scry for next turn. Hey, I don't mind that, actually. It's not the worst. The Escape here could come in handy, because it's definitely not surviving. Is it a counterspell? Negate? Really? No. I mean, definitely Sultai Pile probably uses negates. No, they don't touch it. Maybe we should just go for the life. Let's grab our tokens. Right, they can chump block one at a time. This 3/3. We lose our Doom, I think. How do you not take it? They're looking at Mythos. They're like, oh... Mythos is probably the correct pick, because we get to select because of you know, our color combinations. We don't need the dual white. Oh no, actually we do. But regardless, we still have the black and red to cast on the side. The black and red take place of the colorless of the 2, right? So it's a black, a red, and 2 white. Sorry for being unclear. You know me. They do take it. I think that's probably the correct play. These guys are in stream, that means they're listening to my advice. No, couldn't find them. Whenever someone makes super slow decisions, it's suspect. Yep. Little chumperoni. Oh man, the Citizens Champion is gonna get old real quick. We get a land. I don't think it matters. Oh, we should have taken a swamp. We've got some decent chumps. Lose our graveyard. Kind of sucks for our escape, you know what I mean? They have 5 cards in hand. That's also a little bit awkward. Lose life, draw 1. They've not played any white sources though. So we're not worried about Doom. How are they getting rid of their own blessing? Is it Enigmatic Incarnation? It is. They're playing an Incarnation deck. Okay, we need to deal with this. Archmage is gonna bounce a token. Bouncing Elspeth is not the correct move. I can't escape it. You should just kill it. I would love to replay that. Yeah, okay, they bounce a token. They're definitely listening to my advice, you guys. I'm gonna start giving bad advice and see what they do with it. Let's take the kill and the draw. We just need a wipe is the only thing, right? Oh. Oh! Land. Do the land cringe. Ooh. That's the new Halloween dance of 2020. The land cringe. Oh! It's similar to Thriller, but it's more like in your face, trying to just protect yourself. By golly. So they're like pretty tapped is the thing, right? They've got 1 mana up and it's a black source. And we need to do 6. We need 8. We have 7. This is 8. Why wouldn't it let me submit? It has to be at 6? Am I retarded? Yep. I thought... So I did 12 to each of them then. I thought you had to split it. I don't know. Let's just leave that there, I guess. I mean, they still have a full mitt, which is not good. These Yorions could do some good, I guess. We'll chump block and then Yorion to rebounce Elspeth. Right? They know we've got the Doom. Another Omen. Lose life, draw a card. I'm hoping that this blessing is the end of them, right? Like, oh, that's good. So this activates a potential Doom, and they are playing. Okay, yeah. It's definitely the Incarnation deck. That's so good. Hashtag Top Deck City. Welcome, everybody. Sploosh. They know. They know.
I cannot escape my failures.
Just to reset its loyalty, right?
My death has only strengthened my resolve.
That casket on Luris is so good. Not that they've got a bunch to drop right now, but it's a nice, like, a key component to how that deck operates. And now you'll hear me complain a lot about having to play multiple decks every day and always learning them and like trying not to misplay because they're always brand new decks and I don't have 200 hours behind the wheel of it, piloting it. But now on the other side of that, because I play all of the decks, I know this deck. I know what they're playing. I know how important Luris is to the replayability of the enchantments for them, right? They've got Archon of Sun's Grace that they want to pull out. They want to pull out their Enigmatic Incarnation and start sacrificing those enchantments to pull creatures, playing more enchantments, recycling those enchants from the grave that got sacrificed with Enigmatic Incarnation via Luris. Let's make some Tokanos.
An exact justice.
I want a Doom, but they're just going to sack their Blessing. Let's pass. I guess we could have attacked. They don't have reach. We'll get them next turn. Could have had lethal next turn. You fool! We're too busy about the individual interactions that we didn't even pay attention to their life total. A second Blessing? Wow. Now that is desperate. This Blessing's gonna burn them because we've not played our Doom Foretold. They didn't discard it. They're like, oh, we'll leave their Doom there and we'll sack our own Treacherous Blessing. But no. I liked it. I liked it. How are we sideboarding against this deck though, right? That's gonna be the question here. They had a pretty good creature base, didn't they? Oh man, what we just need in our draw hand is this Ultimatum. The Lantern can kind of screw them up. You know, they do want to be replaying a lot of the stuff from the grave again. That's why Luris is there. I think the Remorse is really nice too, because it actually exiles stuff, which is cool, because not only do they have stuff to replay from the graveyard, like Luris, like if we have them discard it, they've got like the spell or the enchantment, because the enchantment's more than 2, you can't get it with Luris, Enigmatic Incarnation that is. You know, they've got Alakite of Affliction within the deck that can just like pull it back out, right? So that's something that we want to take note of. We also have, you know, just exiling twice X cards from graveyards. That's another potential way to deal with it. Not a bad idea, maybe, right? Not a bad idea, maybe. It's hard to say. We do have 3 cards to drop here, though. We should focus on that. Let's do 1 Omen. I like Cling to Dust. The Tome's really good. Let's do 1 Casket, because we know there's not too many Lurises to deal with. And it's kind of silly, but maybe it's Smashing. Just because we're low on time, right? It shouldn't affect it too much, but typically if a deck is very good, I will play it in traditional, right? If it's already been tested, or I've been playing with it for a while. But the key part to playing traditional for me is that it has been tested by someone, and then a lot of the best of one is, you know, some of my just original janked up decks that I make, right? So we have our casket, you know, we have our remorses, which we really want to hit, so we'll probably just pull a swamp here so we can remorse. You know, semi-quick. I guess we don't need to do it right away, but like Incarnation hits for 4, right? So we need to do it before they play it on turn 4. Because once it's in play, it's a lot harder for us to deal with. So technically, if we wait till next turn, we'd have the best chance of getting it. But we might want to make a different 3-drop. So I think we should just take it now. Right? Interesting. Very interesting. Toss a blessing. Sucks that we didn't get the Incarnation. I want to play our Dooms is the thing. So that blessing is good for them. That's annoying to me. Let's grab our Yorion. Now we just basically need to hope they don't get that Incarnation. The Mystical Subdual is a flash speed enchantment. Creature loses all abilities, -2, -0. This would be nice to lay down eventually. I think we got a long con it. This is gross. We need them to drop Incarnation. Well, no, because that plays a creature too. That does get around our Doom. Shoot. It loses all abilities. Where did that go? What's that? Oh, the Mystical Subdual. Mutating onto the creature won't give new abilities, but it can gain new abilities in other ways, is the thing. Okay, so we see the Oracle hit. Losing life. We get to try to trick them. Show them 2 land. They're gonna take the single card that's not the land. Spinner. We should have actually tried to trick them into taking the 2 land instead. Let's toss our Maulings. Let's just snag it. We need a second red source for this smashing to be active. This is a bit of a weird match here. I don't feel comfortable like I did last match. Right, they have so many more permanents than us. Alright, just like a Yorion, whatever, right? You dog. Straight up dispute on Yorion. That's a respectable sideboard play. I like that. You dog. This deck shuts down Doom Foretold pretty decently. Especially if you're not on the play, you can't get out first. If we use it now, it goes to exile and we get to recast it later with escape. We have 4 cards in our grave. They can't take the creature. They'll take smashing, I bet, because we have 2 dooms. Visionary draws. They can Baryon here too. We need a field wipe. Come on. No, but that's like not bad. We have 13 life. We can take a bit of damage. I think the land comes in untapped, doesn't it? No, it comes in tapped. Bummer. We should probably take a second swamp in case we pull a Mauling or something, or our ultimatum takes 2 swamps as well. So let's be aware of that with our future plays. Alright, we have 3 plains, 2 mountains, 2 swamps. We just need to bank on a top deck. 3.17%. You can download this MTGA assistant with the Oberwolf link in the description below. We lose Link to Dust. I forgot about that. They would have discarded it anyways. And we got to draw our Apparition out of that. We can't block the Oracle, so we're down to 10. I will block and or trade with the Visionary. Okay, are they gonna bounce us or do they bounce one of their own? Okay, so we get the free ramp, but they get a big hit here, right? They hit for 5 instead. I don't think it's bad to hit us. I would have bounced maybe the Visionary and just replayed that though. I don't know, right? They should have attacked and then bounced their Visionary back. My opinions only. They don't count for much. Well, I want the Oracle, but Baryon holds higher value. They cycle. We get hit for 5, down to 3. We have to grab Atris. Field wipe would be even better. Ruinous Ultimatum, I summon you! Okay, so we're gonna put a stop on our upkeep. And we're gonna channel the heart of the cards. Oh, for us, not you. Interesting. That basically ensures our death, doesn't it? What a great play. Volcranos with the huge damage output. We still lose. If it fights it now before it goes underneath, it won't create the token, which is actually good for us, right? So if they engage with Skyclave Apparition while it's on the stack right now, before it goes under, the creature doesn't come back, so it's just gone, right? Not that bad. But the thing is, how do we deal with this? We could deal 2 damage to it. Hashtag holding on. Oh my god, this is not good. Down to 3 life. We pull our apparition out. That's not the worst. Pull our apparition, play our Doom. The turnaround of the century. We wanted a sick top deck that saved us, and we grabbed the smashing, and it actually did save us. I'm talking about this. Putting a stop on your upkeep. Do nice success visualization. Do your draw. Pretend that works at all. Ah, you dog! Urgh. And they mail their incarnation, finally. We do see it. And that's really going to help them win, unless we can pull field wipe. We still have a chance to pull this ultimatum. 3.28%. Oh, they pull their Atris. Interesting. Was that only pull creatures? One life. That's all we need. There goes their blessing. We have blockers. Can we hold on? Can we hold on? We're going in deep. We're going in real deep here. I mean, it should be pretty easy to sack your blessing. See, that actually is like good for you. Atris draws. Oh my lord. Well, that's good. They still have enough mana to Haven. That's fine. This is a bummer. We need a sick top deck. Well, we sack our Simulacrum for the draw, right? That's easy. I don't know. We're just chilling, waiting. Getting roped because we are turning it around with 1 life left. Ah? Simulacrum dies. We draw another permanent to play. That's gonna be awesome. Another permanent, another permanent, another permanent. Ooh. Ooh. Secondary Doom. We have 5 mana. That takes us to 4. We can hold up our Mauling. Oh my lantern. Quite literally. We're exiling from their graveyard. The Incarnation. Big woofs. No attacks. They have to sacrifice both of their creatures. And we have 1 removal in hand still. What a life to have lived. Did we lose the creature? No, it stays there, yeah. That would have been cool if that's how that engagement worked. Like, it lost the ability, and therefore the exile ability just kind of like left, and then they got their creature back. Or permanent. I guess it can be a permanent. Woo! Oh, they sack one of their own off of mine. That makes a lot of sense. Nice play, bro. Oh, and we don't have the right mana for this. And they have trample. Oh my god. Oh my god, we didn't count our mana base. I thought this was an untapped swamp. You fool! You fool! Okay. It was still a good match. We've got 1 more to play. Oh! Let's hide both of these, and they're gonna think that that card is so good. Or both of those cards are really good. Like, if they showed us the Dispute, which is decent, what are those other 2? No, they don't fall for it. I'm gonna be using this angry emote a lot if you guys can catch onto that. We should have just killed that Gargaroth. I was gonna just kill the Gargaroth. I'd like to blame MTGA Assistant for covering up my mana. Not that that is really a good excuse. So sad. This is so sad. I don't even know what we have. It doesn't work. It's not enough. It's not enough. Why aren't they 2/2s? Oh no, we gained 2 life. It is enough. Oh my god. We would take 4 damage there. This is too much. They get 1 in, right? And it survives, which is the worst part. We need that removal. We need that ultimatum we've been talking about for so long. Oh gosh. I like how we were able to just top deck that little bit of survival. So we're still just like super duper dead is the thing. One Ruinous Ultimatum. Coming right at ya. Not quite. All right. Yeah. Let's take it to round 3. Could have upkept a scry for board wipe. If where was the scry coming from? Oh, if we, yeah, I guess we could have. I wanted to sack it with the Doom. That would have been better, you're right. So odds, these are all evens. Even. We take the Heartless Act. We're gonna take the Extinction Events, I guess. We have nothing to just eat their permanents. Should we just scrap our Dooms because it's not working? We're on the play though here, so it should work. I'm gonna drop our Elspeth. I'm going to drop that's so hard. $30. We need an Agonizing Remorse. One Birth can go. Two Princes can go, because they eat those Princes. Actually, let's drop all of our Princes and take that Birth back. Right? That Alcest Nightmare kills the Prince really easily, so I think let's toss that out. And we're just trying to get, you know, a little bit of value, and then trying to reduce the value they get is the main principle here. Playing first. I like it. If we can draw the third land, we're laughing. We should be able to do it with our tome. Right? We have removal, and we have a wipe. Let's collect ourselves. We got this. Oh, really? Let's just ensure that we get it, right? Playing a little slower, losing our advantage, but we're not at a disadvantage. I think they're just gonna try to play a counter game on us? No, okay, spinner, fine. Let's finally utilize our game plan. Toss a Triome. Tome for the scries. Right, we do need to find that Doom Foretold. We were maybe a little bit aggressive with that blessing, I think, now that I think of it. Uh-oh. This comes in tapped. We need to be aware of that. Birth. Again, losing life pretty aggressively here, but the 0-4 will help us defend. Omen's fine. Too aggressive with that blessing. That's going to be why we lose this match. Let's just try to draw and scry as much as we can. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ugh. I have to leave Ugin there. Just play nothing but land until Ugin and wipe our own blessing. Right? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They could have mana to counter it eventually, so I just want to maybe take it now. Right. Losing a lot of life, but whatever. The tome will gain us 4 life, and that's really nice. Oh, the Nightmare destroys it. Nice. Good play. We're down to like 10. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. This is 8. We just have to keep it. The 2 life is nice. Ardenvale for the tokens, worst case scenario. We're sitting at 6, we need 2 more turns. We want to drop our event. Oh no, they get to take it now with the Nightmare. We should have Elspeth their Nightmare. That's my bad. We lose Ugin. But if they take Ugin, we can ECD it back. So they need not only this from our hand, they need 1 more from our hand. They're stuck between a rock and a hard place here. We need to slow down if we're going to win this match. I should have picked up on that. I forget about it always. They know we have the land. Repping my new angry emo. I absolutely love it. A new dawn, a new adventure. Send him to the grave. Let's go again. It's a hard situation, right? They should toss ECD and then hold up mana to counter Ugin. Or should they? Right? We thought this person was on stream with us with the slow decision making a little bit. They toss our Ugin. The Gargaroth. Let's make the token and just chump block. More events do help. How do they not know we're doing this? Oh, they exile our graveyard. We just made the exact same mistake. Oh my god. Elspeth's Nightmare is a nightmare for me. Oops. That's so sad. Let's thin our library. And pretend that this is still a match. So our ECD's worthless. Because I misplayed the heck out of that. We have the Triumph, so the land doesn't matter. Fuck. Oh my god. We're gonna draw a card. Jesus. I can't believe it. We would have been forced to ECD and take a massive hit from Gargaroth though, so like, what do you even do in that situation? I think they just played around us really well. Go to 4. Interesting. I mean, We could kill the Carnation. We could wait for them to Omen. Where's our Doom? Doom! 6.5. We need to gain a lot more life somehow. Try to salvage this match that we've somehow thrown away in the last hour of our life. Yeah, we're gonna take a big draw at least, that was the thing. And we're gonna re-exile that incarnation. Yorion, you save us! You save us, Yorion! I've been misplaying and I need your help. Alright, we get a full hand again. That makes us a little bit more comfortable. The Tome can help us draw or gain some life. You don't control. Everything seems to be like Elspeth conquers deaths. You don't control apparitions that you don't control. It's like, let me exile my own stuff. Oh, hi, Daddy. Sploosh. They could fight it. If they do, we bring it right back. Shh! Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Even. Yeah, so we want to hit evens. We want to try to kill that Llanowar if we have the choice. So we're pulling our Yorion out. I need to do it to 3 creatures is the thing. Where is our Doom Foretold? It's the only way to gain life. It will pay for our whole last turn. Jeez Louise. Come on. Come back to us, Yorion. Play a permanent. Let me grab Yorion. I need some life gain. Omen of the Sun would be nice. Birth of Maltese, Doom. They bounce our apparition. Shoot, that's actually kind of annoying. Right, because when we replay, we lose life. Interesting. Where is this Doom Foretold? We need to slay this field. Well, you know, the blessing's gone. I wish we could get more with this though. Can we lose all of our spells? I guess. I don't know. I don't know. At a certain point. Where are you, Doom? Where is this card? We've been through over 30 cards. Almost 40. Own Yorion. Okay. I just need to scry this Doom. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Now we're talking. Sploosh. Should we see if they can deal with it? Yeah, we should. Let's take the subdual. Right. Ending our turn. So we've seen us go low in health before and absolutely butcher it. We've got this. We can pull through. Blessing, go away. I'm so sick of you. Just gain life, right? Give us some life. Woo! Oh, that was close. That was way too close for comfort. I'm not even gonna lie. Six life. Oh my gosh, that feels so good. Whew. Okay. Feeling a little bit better now. That's for sure. 3 or less. Mystical Dispute is, worthless. We still have 3 mana open. We'll just pay for it. We could have left a creature there and kept our Doom up, but it's okay. It's okay. All is as it should be. Mazemind Tome is great. Alkite of Affliction, we milled the important parts, or not milled, but exiled the important parts from their grave. Which is good, but they're popping off a little bit, right? They're not giving up. Scry to the top's always nice. Yes, yes, yes. I guess at a certain point, there's not much to take. Yup. And turn, we even have our insurance policy on deck, which is really nice. Hey, they're getting there. Blessing as well. They draw, plus they sack. Nice. I've been having such good matches of Magic recently. I can't even explain it. Yesterday's match as well was like an hour-long single match. It's like, whoa. And like pretty engaging, like back and forth. Like, I love it. It's been a good time. A good time to play Magic, that is for sure. The question now comes into, what do they pull? Right? Incarnation, so they're pulling something worth 4. Is it going to be the Pegasi, right? Archon of Sun's Grace, I'm assuming. Oh, Astra of Endless Web. Let's take the draw. Life gain's always nice, and we'll just scry this one. Another Yorion can go to the bottom. Cycle the land away with our leftover mana into more land. Sure. We do have even and even, odd, odd, even. That's fine, tokens are even. And then we hit for lethal. Wow. That was a 1-hour match of Magic. What a game. Alrighty, that was a long match. What do you guys think of that? Big woofs. The deck slaps. Doom Foretold is a boss. Even when we got cornered in and couldn't play it, we still made it work, right? The deck still has enough power just to kind of play around it if you had to. But when you do put Doom Foretold into it, it just ignites the flame of fury within Mardu Doom by Ditorio, who reached top 900 Mythic. And you know, I myself went undefeated with this deck. Unfortunately, I can't play too many hours a day of gameplay while we record, as I have multiple videos to do every day, and I'm behind because of this life crisis, right? So bear with me. You know, we're just trying to get the channel views back up there again. This involves sick thumbnails, sick clickbait, and even deadlier gameplay footage, and I delivered on all 3 of those here for you guys. So smash that like button, share the channel out to a friend, make sure to hit that bell so you're notified of all of our other shenanigans. You can support on Twitch, Patreon, YouTube, and the new Amazon link as well. We've got exclusive member content, so don't miss out on all of that. Thanks for your time and attention. Take care and go enjoy yourselves in another video of mine, and we'll see you soon.